Hi, my name's Tony and I'm from the SUP Company, and I'm here to tell you a little bit more about the 2020 Red Paddle Co. 13'2 Voyager. So here it is for 2020, arguably one of my personal favourite boards from Red Paddle Co. The hugely accomplished 13'2 Voyager. This board is exceptional. It paddles with absolute ease, very rewarding, and just eats up distance. And I've got to be honest with you, I love it. I've had some great times on the 13'2 Voyager. In 2020, they've just made this board better. And it's just small refinements, little tweaks that make an already excellent package just that bit better again. So for 2020, let's take you through the board from its overall outline down to its tail. So the 13'2 Voyager is 13'2" overall in length, 30 inches wide and 6 inches thick, with a pretty huge 350 litres of volume. And it's that volume that's really key to the success of the 13'2 Voyager, that allows you to carry 150 kilos plus with ease. So if you are going to use this for wild camping, as I have done, and you're going to cover some distance, and just even the passengers, my son comes on this board with me from time to time, Zach, who's 8 years old, and yeah, we've had loads of fun on it. But if you are looking to cover distance with ease, then yeah, this is a real tool for the job. But if you are out just for a bit of fun, recreational paddling, and even around a race course or two, this isn't it's no slouch. So give it a look. But let's run you through the board overall. So starting at the nose, as we do, really nice, plastic-free, embroidered carry handle on the nose of the board. That integrates with a D-ring and then also a female thread that you can use to fit accessories to. It's worth noting that Red have actually dropped the size of the thread from an M8, as they've had in previous years, down to an M6 in 2020, which means that the system's just going to interact a little bit better with GoPro accessories, for example, or other action sports accessories. And it's just going to work seamlessly with that, so you don't need an adapter any longer. But in 2020, you don't just get one of those female mounts. They've actually added a fourth in 2020, and they've put it perfectly either side of the cargo net nearest to you, the paddler. So it means that if you are going to cover distance now and you want some hydration on one side, you're going to run a GPS or a fish finder, as some of our customers do, because the one on the rear cargo net of the board is a perfect fishing rod holder, then yeah, you can. And it's a really nice tweak that Red have made to the 13'2 to what is an already really generous cargo net. And it actually feels a little bit larger this year, and I'm not sure if it's because they've dropped the graphic, and overall I think the board looks much cleaner in 2020. I also like the fact that actually the colorways through the board are a little bit darker than they have been in previous years, which means that, you know, those muddy footprints are going to be a little bit easier to clean when you've got that river exit or entry, as I tend to use the board. But yeah, I love the overall look and feel of it. The deck pad has also changed in 2020, so they've done away with the diamond cut deck pad in the forward section. Personally, I find this, the red repeater graphic, much more comfortable underfoot over distance. And it's not vanity on Red's part, it genuinely works. It drains very well, it's really comfortable, as I say, and there's a lot of grip. But the deck pad flows down seamlessly into a diamond cut deck pad down near the tail of the board. And yeah, the overall fit and finish is excellent, and it's just what we've come to expect from Red Paddle Co. on all of their models. Interestingly, the handle this year in the center is foam filled, and it's this same fabric, plastic free embroidered carry handle that we find on the nose and at the tail of the board, but in the center it's foam filled. That means the board's much more comfortable to carry now over distance. Some of the exits and entries and portages that I've had with the board over the years, yeah, that's going to be a really nice addition in 2020 and make it much more comfortable to carry. The two outboard handles, they seem to have been moved further outboard of the board in 2020, which gives you a little bit more room in the standing area, which is going to be very welcome when you want to adjust your foot placement over your time on the board. But they are essential to really the board overall getting in and out of the water, because they just help break water tension and getting the board in and out, as I say. But as you follow the deck pad all the way down to the tail, we have another cargo net, and it's this non-slip pad underneath. So if you are going to use it to secure luggage, I put a Red Paddle Co cool bag, the medium-sized one, on the back of my board when I'm taking kit with me. And yeah, it's just a great bit of kit to have there to hand, and it means that everything you're going to carry is going to be perfectly secure. On the tail of the board, we have another handle, as I say, and that has married to it a D-ring for our leash, and it's just great placement overall. The valve on the back in 2020 has an embossed surrounding, which gives us all the detail we need to know about how to operate the valve. And it also reminds us that the boards actually go from 18 to 22 PSI. And it's worth noting that on a board of this size at 6 inches thick, at 22 PSI, it is an incredibly rigid platform with which to go and paddle on. That is only benefited by the addition of the Red Paddle Co RSS system. And RSS from Red stands for Rigid Stiffening System, and it does just that. This system, a simple fiberglass batten in a pocket, actually makes the board in the standing area 20 to 25% stiffer than its nearest competitor, and that just translates to overall better performance. Let's take the board though and pop it up onto its rail. And very quickly you can see the overall outline of the board, very parallel rails running straight back down to a very square tail, which leads to a lot of stability for what is a 30-inch wide board. On the nose of the board though, interestingly, we have a what Red referred to as a nose runner. That comes from their racing performance boards, the Elites, and it just helps engage the nose and it improves tracking. So if you are looking at covering distance, then that is a great addition on this board, because it just keeps everything that little bit more locked in, particularly in a crosswind situation. And those nose runners also come into play on the tail of the board, just ahead of the fin box. And yeah, they're just a really nice touch. The fin box itself though, US fin box from Red Paddle Co, they don't skimp on the fin. Hard wearing FCS 9-inch touring fin. Lots of stability, lots of lateral stability from that fin and the tail of the board, but it makes sure this board tracks true, and that combined with the nose runners on its overall length just means it is an excellent package and it eats up distance. As a package though, the bag is a massive factor on a board like this, particularly if you are out covering distance in the wilds of somewhere, your nearest river, off having adventures. To have a board of this size with the pump, with the paddle and the leash, you're talking around 17 kilos, somewhere around there. So to have a wheeled bag makes it all the much easier to get this board to and from your launching point. But if it is some rough terrain and you've got to carry it further still, the backpack system on this bag is exceptional. Then the bag has those foam-filled carry handles on either side and on the top, but it's also foil lined, which means it's going to protect it from all of those UV rays, and it means your board's going to last much longer. The package though is complemented further still with the addition of Red's own patented Titan pump. If you haven't used the Red Paddle Co Titan yet, it is one of the quickest ways with which to inflate your board. You simply take the key, pop it in the back, and then both the high volume cylinder and the high pressure cylinder work in unison. And it's important to know that this pump only works on the downstroke, so it makes it a single action pump. What that means in reality is that you can actually put all of your body weight over the pump and expel the air as easily and as quickly as possible. In a double action pump, you're having to draw the handle up, and then in doing so, you're using the smaller muscles in your arms, which can make it quite hard work to expel the same amount of air as you would do on the downstroke. Simply though, once you get to the point where you've created so much volume within the board that you can't get any more pressure within it, you drop out the key on the back of the pump and then you just continue to use a high pressure cylinder rather, on its own until you reach the desired pressure of 18 to 22 psi. So there you have it. If you're looking for an exceptional touring package in 2020, the 13'2 Voyager has to be on your shortlist. Thanks for watching our video. If you've got any questions about what you've seen, why not give us a call in the shop or head over to thesupco.com. If you want to check out our next video, why not take a look up here? If you want to stay up to date with all of our videos though, why not subscribe up here?